What if I told you that 80% of riders are flushing money down the drain on overpriced gear while still leaving the most vulnerable bones completely unprotected? You don't need a massive bank account to survive a crash. You just need a strategy. Today, we're breaking down the ultimate 7-point blueprint to get maximum elite level protection without empty pockets. So let's get on with it. Look, we all know the feeling. The moment you buy a bike, you contract what I call the biker disease. You walk into a dealership or browse online, then suddenly you want everything: matchy jackets, sleek leather trousers, the brand certified hoodies. But let's be honest, gear prices in 2026 are astronomical. Base layers, gloves, neck scarves, it all adds up to silly money. And here's the trap: a higher price tag doesn't always mean better protection, and saving money doesn't mean buying cheap, uncertified knockoffs. By combining advanced safety level with smart buying strategies, you can buy an elite armor kit for a fraction of retail. So let's start with the most critical asset you own. Point number one, your brain doesn't care how much your helmet costs. It only cares about certification. When you're shopping for your head protection, ignore basic DOT or older ISI standards, which are no longer enough for modern traffic realities. Instead, look strictly for helmets carrying the ECE 22.06 certification. This standard tests for rotational impact and multi-directional forces, not just direct drops. Budget-friendly lids, which offer full ECE compliance for £150. They do this by making smart compromises. They might drop the heavy built-in sun visors, save weight and cost, but they keep the structural integrity and even anti-fog pinlock inserts. Prioritise the impact rating, not the luxury add-ons when you're buying a helmet. While we're on the subject of head safety, let's lay down the most sacred rule in motorcycling. Never buy a second-hand helmet, basically because you don't know the history of it. Might look good, but anything could have happened to it. So I don't care if it looks pristine, not really bothered if the seller swears it was never dropped. EPS, the expended polystyrene inside the helmet, is designed to crush once to absorb an impact. If helmet falls onto concrete, there is a chance, even slight, that internal foam can fracture invisibly. Once it's compromised, it will not protect your skull a second time. Plus, let's face it, you don't want somebody else's sweat, skin, and bacteria inside your lid. Buy a helmet brand new, straight from a factory box, save your money elsewhere, like on the rest of your body. One tip on this is go into a helmet place and try them on, and then have a look around online. You can usually get them cheaper than buying them from the shop. Point 3 takes us to the upper body, where most people buy a budget riding jacket. They check for elbow and shoulder pads, maybe a thin foam back piece. You can get jackets with level 2 armour for less than £100. Don't accept flimsy foam on that back panel. Demand rated armour. Make sure it's level 2, if not, replace it. Armour is usually replaceable in most jackets. So point number 4, look at the palm of your gloves that you're going to buy. When humans fall, our natural instinct is to throw our hands out to break the fall. If your glove is pure leather or fabric, the friction against the asphalt will instantly grip the road, forcefully, violently snaps your wrist back, fracturing your scaphoid bone, a really bad injury to heal. You need a glove with a scaphoid shield or palm slider. These are hard, low-friction plastic sliders built into the base of the palm. When your hand hits the ground, the slider ensures that your hand slides along the tarmac instead of gripping it, completely diverting the braking force away from your wrist bones. Gloves of the RST range pretty much all have that and offer for a reasonable price with this exact technology. Okay, point 5 is all about environmental reality and smart design. So stop buying heavy multi-layered touring gear if you live or ride in a hot climate. It leads to heat fatigue, slowing down your reaction time. Go for high airflow mesh construction. Furthermore, look for gear that integrates seamlessly. Good riding trousers should feature wide zipped ankles, not just weak Velcro tabs that degrade over time. Wide ankles allow you to easily accommodate tall protective adventure or off-road boots inside the trouser leg, keeping the armour aligned properly over your shins and knees. Now, how do we follow this high-end level 2 gear? Well, turn your phone into a discounted gear shop. Because of the biker disease, loads of riders buy brand new gear online every single week. They get the wrong size, realise it doesn't match their new bike, or they simply lose interest in riding after a couple of months. Then they list this gear on marketplaces like Vinted, eBay, Facebook Marketplace. If you search for the tag NWT, which is short for new with tags, it can routinely find premium RST, Honda, Ducati textile jackets and trousers, still in original supplier packaging, some even with the tag still on, for anywhere between 50 to 80% off retail. A full armoured kit that costs 400 quid brand new could easily be picked up for less than 100 quid if you hunt patiently. So one last point is about timing and execution. If you want the absolute best deals on second-hand or clearance gear, shop at the end of the rising season or during the winter holidays. This is when most riders are offloading the current setups to raise cash for next year's upgrades, flooding the market with immaculate gear at rock bottom prices. If you think about it, most riders only go out at the weekend, and they might just go out on one day of the weekend. So they've probably only used a jacket, a dozen times maximum for that year. But beware of the sizing trap. Every gear brand fits differently. Same with clothes, right? A European large fits wildly different than American large. Before buying non-returnable gear online, go to a local dealership, like I said before, try on the brand's current lineup to find your exact size for that brand. Then hunt down that specific size on the second-hand market. So if it arrives and it's slightly off, don't sweat it. Just relist it, flog it for the same price you bought it for. So that's a zero risk strategy on that one. So here's a bonus. This is the ultimate gear hack, the shell game. Let's say you find a jacket on Vinted that fits perfectly, looks incredible, and costs next to nothing. But the armour is just cheap, flimsy foam or older level 1 plastic. Don't pass on the jacket. Instead, buy the jacket, then go online and buy the separate armour inserts. You can get stuff like the D30 or SASTEC pads for your back, shoulders and elbows. Premium pads cost a fraction of a new jacket. You just slide the cheap foam out, drop the elite armour in, and boom, you've just custom built a top-tier high-impact jacket for less than half the price of buying one off the rack. It's the ultimate way to cheat the system without cheating safety. So protecting your life shouldn't cost you a fortune, but it does require you to be a smart consumer. Buy your helmets new, demand level 2 protection, look for palm sliders. Don't be afraid to build your own custom armour setups. Let other riders pay retail while you hunt the deals. So safe riding out there. I'll see you on the road.